Marcus Aurelius once observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." How do we find our anchor in a world where emotions can feel like turbulent waves? Join us as we explore 7 Stoic lessons that are key to mastering your emotions and navigating life's storms with unwavering resolve. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you liked the video to help spread Stoic philosophy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Number 1, recognize your sphere of influence. Have you ever found yourself caught in a storm? Not the kind with rain and thunder, but the storms of life. Unexpected events, disappointments, or sudden changes. The Stoic philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome offer a lesson that feels like an anchor in these storms, the dichotomy of control. Picture this. You're planning an outdoor event, and despite all your preparations, it rains. You can't control the weather, but your reaction to it is entirely up to you. You could lament and get frustrated, or you could adapt. Perhaps move the event indoors or see the rain as a refreshing change. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who rose from slavery to become one of the most influential thinkers of his time, put it succinctly, "Some things are in our control and others not." It sounds simple, right? But in this simplicity lies profound wisdom that can transform our lives. Every day we're faced with a myriad of situations. Some we can influence, like our daily routines, the books we read, or the company we keep. Others are beyond our grasp, such as global events, the actions of others, the passage of time, and yes, the weather. The Stoics believed that our well-being doesn't depend on external events, but on how we interpret and respond to them. It's not the event itself, but our judgment about the event that causes our emotions. Think back to a time you faced a setback. Maybe you didn't get that job you wanted. At the moment, it felt like a disaster. But with time, perhaps you realized it was a blessing in disguise, leading you to a better opportunity or personal growth. How do we put this into practice? Start by asking yourself, is this something I have control over? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, then it's an opportunity to practice acceptance and adaptability. By truly understanding and internalizing this principle, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anguish. We can navigate life with a sense of calm, knowing that while we can't control the winds, we can adjust our sails. In a world that often feels chaotic, the dichotomy of control is a beacon of clarity. It reminds us to focus our energy where it matters most, and to embrace the serenity in knowing that some things are simply beyond our grasp. Number 2, pause before responding. In today's digital age, where immediacy is often celebrated, the art of reflection can seem like a relic of the past. Yet, it's this very act of pausing and pondering that can be our saving grace in a world that demands rapid responses. Consider the countless times we're faced with decisions, both big and small, from choosing a meal at a restaurant to deciding on a career path. The spectrum of choices is vast, but it's not just the magnitude of these decisions that matters, it's how we approach them. Let's delve into a common scenario. Reading a message that strikes a nerve. Maybe it's a colleague questioning your work or a friend making an offhand comment. The gut reaction might be defensiveness or anger. But what if, instead of diving headfirst into that emotional whirlpool, you took a step back? By allowing yourself that momentary detachment, you're not suppressing your emotions. You're giving them space to breathe, to be understood. This practice of reflection is not about passive acceptance or avoidance. It's about active engagement with our thoughts and feelings. It's about asking probing questions. Why did this comment affect me so deeply? What underlying beliefs or past experiences are influencing my current emotions? Is my immediate reaction based on the present situation or past baggage? Moreover, reflection before reaction fosters empathy. By giving ourselves time, we also allow ourselves to consider the perspectives of others. Maybe that colleague had a stressful day, or that friend didn't realize the weight of their words. By reflecting, we open the door to understanding, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. In relationships, this practice can be a cornerstone. How many misunderstandings could be avoided if we took the time to reflect before reacting? How many bridges could be built instead of burned? It's in these reflective moments that we find clarity, compassion, and connection. Furthermore, in professional settings, the ability to pause and ponder is invaluable. Leaders who reflect before making decisions are often more respected and effective. They're seen as thoughtful, measured, and wise. Their decisions, born from reflection, often stand the test of time. In a world that often feels like it's moving at breakneck speed, the act of reflection becomes a form of rebellion. A quiet yet powerful statement that we won't be swept away by the currents of immediacy. It's a commitment to ourselves, to our well-being, and to the quality of our interactions with the world. In essence, to reflect before reacting is more than just a practice. It's a philosophy, a way of life that champions depth over breadth, understanding over impulsivity, and meaningful connections over fleeting interactions. It's a journey inward that has profound outward implications, shaping not just our responses, but the very fabric of our lives. Number 3, cultivate emotional equanimity. In a world that often feels like an emotional roller coaster, the idea of practicing dispassion might seem out of place. But let's delve deeper into what it truly means and the transformative power it holds. Dispassion isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around us. It's about cultivating a balanced perspective, a calm amidst the storm. Imagine being able to observe events, situations, and even your own emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Think about the last time you watched a gripping movie. There were moments of tension, excitement, and maybe even sadness. While you were engaged in the story, a part of you always knew it was just a movie. You didn't rush to help the hero or console the crying character. You observed what you felt, but you remained in your seat. This is the essence of practicing dispassion, being deeply engaged with life, feeling its many emotions, but also knowing when to remain seated in the theater of your mind, observing without getting lost in the drama. This approach has become a lifeline in our modern age of information overload. Every day we're bombarded with news updates and notifications. Reacting passionately to every piece of information would leave us perpetually exhausted. Dispassion offers a buffer, a way to engage with the world in a more sustainable, balanced manner. Dispassion also plays a pivotal role in interpersonal relationships. We've all been in situations where conversations get heated and disagreements arise. In such moments, practicing dispassion can be the difference between a productive discussion and a damaging argument. It allows us to listen more effectively, to respond rather than react, and to navigate conflicts with understanding and grace. Cultivating dispassion starts with self-awareness, regularly checking in with ourselves, recognizing our emotional triggers, and understanding our patterns create a space between stimulus and response. In that space lies the freedom to choose our reactions, to act with intention rather than impulse. And while dispassion might sound like detachment from life's joys and pleasures, it enhances them. By not being overly attached to outcomes, we can fully immerse ourselves in the journey, savoring each moment without the constant fear of loss or change. Practicing dispassion is about finding equilibrium in an ever-changing world. It's a compass that points to inner peace, guiding us through life's varied terrains with grace. By embracing this practice, we not only enrich our own lives, but also bring a sense of calm and clarity to those around us. Number 4, think long-term life is filled with moments that test our patience, resilience, and perspective. From minor inconveniences like a spilt coffee to more significant challenges like disagreements with loved ones, our days are punctuated with situations that evoke a range of emotions. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to get swept up in the immediacy of our feelings. A missed deadline, a critical comment, or a forgotten anniversary can feel like the end of the world. But one powerful question can shift our perspective and bring clarity. Will this matter in 5 years? This simple yet profound question serves as a mental time machine, transporting us to the future and allowing us to look back at the present moment. Suddenly, that heated argument or missed opportunity is seen in a different light. Most of the things we fret about today will be forgotten footnotes in the grand narrative of our lives. Consider the challenges and worries you had 5 years ago. How many of them still hold weight today? How many have been overshadowed by new experiences, learnings, and memories? This realization can be both humbling and liberating. Using this question as a regular touchstone helps in prioritizing our concerns. It assists us in distinguishing between short-term setbacks and long-term implications. For instance, while a bad day at work might feel overwhelming now, in the grand scheme of things, it's just one day in a career spanning decade. This perspective also fosters resilience. When faced with adversity, reminding ourselves of the bigger picture can reduce anxiety and promote problem solving. Instead of getting bogged down by the problem at hand, we can strategize, adapt, and move forward, knowing that time often brings clarity and solutions. But it's not just about minimizing our concerns. This question also encourages us to focus on what truly matters. If we want our actions and decisions to have lasting significance, we need to invest in relationships, personal growth, and experiences that stand the test of time. In a world that often emphasizes the now, will this matter in 5 years? Is a beacon guiding us towards a life of purpose, perspective, and peace. By regularly revisiting this question, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace, ensuring that our energy and attention are directed towards what truly counts. Number 5, maintain a reflective journal. The act of journaling has been celebrated across cultures and epochs, not just as a record of events, but as a tool for introspection, growth, and clarity. The Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and personal betterment, were no strangers to this practice. A Stoic journal isn't merely a diary of daily happenings. It's a space for reflection, for dialogue with oneself, and dissecting emotions, decisions, and reactions. It's where the external world meets the internal, where events are weighed against personal values and beliefs. Imagine ending your day by recounting not just what happened, but how you responded. Why did a particular comment upset you? What triggered that burst of joy during a mundane task? By dissecting our day, we begin to understand the patterns of our psyche. we start to see the triggers that sway our mood, the values that guide our decisions, and the habits that shape our days. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, kept a journal now known as Meditations. It wasn't meant for publication. It was a personal dialogue, a space for him to guide himself, to remind himself of Stoic principles, and to navigate the challenges of his life with wisdom. Through his writings, we see a man grappling with his responsibilities, his emotions, and his place in the cosmos. But you don't have to be an emperor to benefit from a Stoic journal. In our modern lives filled with distractions and a constant barrage of information, setting aside time for introspection becomes even more crucial. A daily check-in becomes a grounding ritual that brings clarity amidst chaos. Over time, this practice can lead to profound insights. You might notice that certain situations repeatedly cause stress, prompting you to either address them or change your perspective. You might find that specific practices, like gratitude or mindfulness, elevate your mood and outlook. The patterns that emerge can serve as a roadmap for personal growth. Beyond insights, a Stoic journal fosters accountability. By committing to daily reflection, we hold ourselves accountable for our reactions and decisions. It becomes harder to ignore repeated mistakes or to brush off lapses in judgment. Instead, we're prompted to learn, adapt, and grow. In essence, maintaining a reflective journal is like having a wise, non-judgmental friend by your side, always ready to listen, to reflect, and to guide. It's a commitment to personal growth, to understanding oneself better, and to living a life aligned with one's values and principles. Number 6, embrace challenges as growth opportunities. The world is rife with challenges. From personal setbacks to global upheavals, obstacles are an inherent part of the human experience. But what if, instead of viewing these challenges as burdens, we saw them as opportunities in disguise? Stoics held a powerful perspective on adversity. They believed that while we cannot always control the events that befall us, we can control our interpretation and response to them. This shift in perspective transforms challenges from mere setbacks to valuable lessons. A quote by the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this idea beautifully. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means that every obstacle, every challenge, can propel us forward if we choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. Consider a river that encounters a boulder in its path. Instead of stopping, the river finds a way around it, either by eroding the boulder over time or by carving through a new path. The boulder, an apparent obstacle, becomes an agent of change, reshaping the river's course. Similarly, in our lives, challenges can redirect our paths, often leading us to outcomes we hadn't imagined. For instance, a job loss, while initially devastating, might lead to a new career path, a chance to upskill, or even the opportunity to start a venture of one's own. A failed relationship might pave the way for personal growth, self-discovery, and deeper, more meaningful connections in the future. This Stoic perspective also fosters resilience. When we start viewing challenges as opportunities, we become more adaptable and more willing to face adversity head-on. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we begin to ask, "What can I learn from this? How can this experience shape me for the better?" Of course, this doesn't mean we should seek out challenges or dismiss genuine hardships. It's about recognizing that within every challenge lies potential, a seed of opportunity. By nurturing this seed with a positive perspective, patience, and perseverance, we can transform obstacles into stepping stones, leading us towards growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. Number 7, develop a habit of gratitude. In the vast tapestry of human emotions, gratitude stands out as a golden thread, weaving moments of joy, contentment, and perspective into our lives. While it's an emotion that can arise spontaneously, the Stoics believed in the deliberate practice of gratitude, making it a daily ritual to anchor oneself in the present and appreciate life's blessings. Gratitude is more than just saying, "Thank you." It's a deep acknowledgement of the myriad forces, moments, and individuals that enrich our lives. It's about recognizing the beauty in the mundane, the lessons in challenges, and the fleeting nature of every experience, making it all the more precious. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This encapsulates the essence of gratitude, being deeply rooted in the present, cherishing every moment, every experience, and every interaction. Consider the simple pleasures we often take for granted: the warmth of the sun on a cold day, the sound of laughter, a meal shared with loved ones, or the very breath that sustains us. By pausing to acknowledge and appreciate these moments, we magnify their beauty and significance in our lives. Practicing gratitude also offers a counterbalance to the human tendency to focus on what's lacking, on unmet desires or uncertainties about the future. By shifting our focus to what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate contentment, reduce feelings of envy or resentment, and enhance our overall well-being. One might wonder, how does one cultivate this practice? It can be as simple as starting or ending the day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. Over time, this practice can transform your outlook, making you more receptive to life's blessings and more resilient in the face of challenges. Furthermore, gratitude strengthens relationships. By expressing appreciation for the acts of kindness, support, or love we receive from others, we nurture bonds, foster mutual respect, and create a positive feedback loop of goodwill and affection. In a world that often emphasizes more possessions, more achievements, more desires, gratitude is a gentle reminder of the abundance that already exists in our lives. It's a call to celebrate the present, embrace life with open arms, and tread the path of existence with a heart full of thanks. As the sun sets on another day, we're left with the echoes of ancient wisdom in our modern world. How will you harness these Stoic lessons to shape your tomorrow? We're eager to hear your thoughts and experiences. Share your insights in the comments below, and let's continue this journey of self-discovery together. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am grateful for your company. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and never stop seeking wisdom.